everybody. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you are all doing well. Welcome to another ASMR video. Today, I'll be doing something different. I had a dream a few nights ago, where Earth is being swallowed by Jupiter, planet Jupiter, where I am standing on Earth. So, in this video, I will make you imagine through my perspective, that dream that you are on Earth that is being swallowed by Jupiter, the big gas giant in space, with ASMR triggers, alright? Where I am going to make you experience this exact dream, where this time you will be the one, you will be the one dreaming, okay? So let's get started, alright? Let's move on. So, you are now dreaming, and you find yourself at a suburban road. So, you find yourself in a nice suburban setting. It's a very, very calm summer night around June or July, whatever, during the summer. You see beautiful houses around you, and a corner store, whatever it is, a 7-Eleven or a Couche-Tard. By the way, in my place, it is called a dépanneur since I live in Quebec. But whatever corner store you are in. So, everything is peaceful. You go to the corner store and you buy yourself a nice bottle of soda, whatever it is, okay? And you go back outside, alright? And you see clear skies, okay? So the sky is very calm. You look up. Over there, you see bright stars twinkling in the distance. All of the constellations. You can see the Big Dipper, and you can see the big, whatever that's called. It looks like a W. That is Cassiopeia, okay? And it is not raining. You don't see any clouds. And you are walking down this asphalt sidewalk. Very calm. Everything is peaceful. The crickets are making their noises, and you feel a cool breeze, okay? Everything seems to be alright. Okay. You don't realize that you are dreaming at this point. It looks like you are real. It is real, and you go take a trip walking down the sidewalk at night. So, whatever time it is during the night. I wonder if, imagine that was after midnight, that would not make sense. So, I will assume it is, you will assume that is before midnight. So, you glance up in the sky. Again, you are greeted by a black blanket of dots. But something is a bit off. Something looks a bit off. You decide to wait a minute in your mind. Your mind tells you to wait a minute. Something catches your eye, okay? Something catches your eye. you see something that makes you look at it. Something that looks much brighter than any other star. And it's not the moon. Because the moon is not up in the sky before. You just see black sky, but you see something in the distance. You will assume that it is a shooting star, but it's not like shooting really fast. It stays there, and you know that it is not a plane because planes have these red and blue lights that alternate on and off. So for sure, you can cross that off the list. So it is not a plane. It is definitely not a bird, but it is something brighter, okay? You try to make out what you are looking at, and you think it is a comet. So you decide to pull out your smartphone. Doesn't matter if it's an iPhone or an Android, but it is a smartphone. Anything that is made after 2010, for sure. It's not an old flip phone. So you take out your smartphone and take a picture. You take a picture, okay? And what you see is a sky with a bright orangey pink dot, like a big star. And you believe that you have accomplished capturing a shooting star. So you continue your walk. You feel great that you have captured something spectacular in the night sky. So you continue walking. The trees are swaying. It is getting windy, but not too windy. Very comfortable, cool breeze. And you happen to look up again because you feel that the moon has risen. So you happen to look up again, and that object you see in the night sky has suddenly gotten brighter and brighter, as bright as the full moon. However, that is definitely not the full moon, because the light it produces is orange. It emits an orangey pink light. It is not the same color as the color that the moon shines. So the moon's light is usually like a silvery white color, but the light that this object happens to be is orangey and pink. You realize that it is not a comet, okay? So you kinda decide to stare at it. And you see that it is a disc. A circle that it appears. And it has some orange and brown stripes, like someone wearing a striped t-shirt but around a ball, okay? And you see, like, it has a lot of orangey stripes, orange and red, and sometimes brown. And then you suddenly spot that red dot on one of the bands and stripes of the disc. And then you think to yourself, oh wait, you see something. You can't believe it. You then realize that it is Jupiter, planet Jupiter. And you get surprised that Jupiter is nearby in the sky. But you do not expect that Jupiter is this close, because usually Jupiter appears very small in the sky, as it is very, very far away, farther than Mars. So you're feeling a bit surprised. You continue walking down the sidewalk. You continue walking down the sidewalk. Continue walking. Walking and walking down the sidewalk. Okay. And you're thinking that it is your imagination that's coming the better of you, and your mind is making things up. So you continue walking down and down and down and down and down. And then 5 minutes later, it has grown twice as big in the night sky. Because you look up, because if it looks like the light is getting brighter and brighter. It's like as if the moon has risen, but red light on orange, pink light. Because as you look up, you see that Jupiter now appears 5 times bigger than the full moon. So the light is getting brighter, as if there is another red star in the sky. And now you realize that Jupiter is coming closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. So pretend that this thing is Jupiter. This is a moon. This is a moon that I got many years ago. But imagine that it's Jupiter, and in the sky you see something like this. You see something like this. So the light becomes brighter and brighter, and then you suddenly see other dots, bright dots, beside Jupiter, and you realize that those are the moons of Jupiter, the 4 big moons of Jupiter. You may not know that these are called Io, Ganymede, Callisto, and Europa. They resemble really bright dots beside Jupiter. As you realize that Jupiter is coming closer and closer, you suddenly feel scared, and you start running back to where you come from. So beforehand, you've only walked 200 or so meters from where you have left off. So it was not far from where you walked, okay? You happen to go back to the corner store and tell everyone to look at the night sky. At this point, Jupiter covers almost 50% of the sky. So like this big, almost like this size. It looks like it's brighter. The screen grows brighter here. But like this big, okay? So the bands of the clouds are clearly visible. You can see all of its beautiful clouds of Jupiter in detail, all of the swirls. And you can see its big red spot, the great red spot, swirling. And now you start to feel the winds picking up. So, and the trees are starting to dance. So, it is, you feel windy, you feel windy. Okay. And now, at this point, you have a gut feeling of finding shelter, okay? Apparently, the corner store that you're at does not provide a lot of shelter, as it has no basement, and it has a lot of windows in almost all of its 4 walls. So, if Jupiter was this close to Earth, you would feel the gravitational pull that of Jupiter, where you will be sucked into Jupiter from Earth. But apparently in this case, the gravity is normal. You are experiencing normal Earth gravity. Normal Earth gravity. As if you are experiencing it normally, like you walk normally and you can jump normally. So there's no weird changes of gravity. Now, you look up again. Jupiter is about to swallow Earth. So, on one side, imagine that you're looking at that side. You see clear sky. You look up. So, clear sky. There's nothing there. However, if you turn behind you, away from the corner store, all you see is this. You see the whole planet engulfed. Okay. You see the entire band of Jupiter right up against, covering the entire night sky, the entire right side of the sky. So like everything is divided into two. The other side is nothing. But on the other side, this side, facing behind you is this. That is Jupiter. This is just a representation of Jupiter. I'm telling you it again. Okay. So, you decide to continue running, and you find another building that is not a house, okay? Not a house, okay? And it looks like an apartment that has 10 or so stories. It's like a apartment. Let's assume that it's an apartment, okay? So you decide to make your way into the apartment. Luckily it has lights on, so it is not abandoned or anything. But before you manage to reach the building, the sky suddenly goes dark. So the sky suddenly becomes dark, and fog starts to set in. So all of a sudden, it is foggy outside. You see, like as if a sandstorm has come in. Like imagine you've seen a video where you are in a desert and then a sandstorm approaches and the sky suddenly becomes dark. That's what you imagine experiencing. So it's like a sandstorm has crept in and all you see is fog and like whatever the sand comes in, okay? You then assume that Earth is being swallowed by Jupiter at this point, and now the Earth, our planet, is entering Jupiter's atmosphere. So the sky goes dark, and it is very, 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 very foggy. You then see bright flashes of lightning, as if a thunderstorm is happening, but apparently it is not raining, and it is just foggy, okay? However, you don't feel a lot of wind. You just feel breezes. It's just like normal windy condition. It's like you're like experiencing a normal windy day on Earth. Because normally in Jupiter, it is very, very windy. And if you were on Jupiter, flying through Jupiter in the atmosphere, you'll experience harsher winds. But now you are just experiencing winds. A windy day on Earth, okay? And you are also experiencing normal temperatures, so you don't feel hotter or colder. So you make your way, you finally enters the building, and you find yourself stairs. You find that there are stairs that leads to some sort of basement. and you feel really lucky that you are safe for a while. As you reach the basement, you find a room with a computer. Here, you clearly forget if there is someone there using the computer. But what you see in that computer is the planet Jupiter. You stay here waiting for the inevitable. It's inevitable that the Earth will be destroyed by Jupiter at some point, as you imagine Earth is going deeper and sinking more into Jupiter's atmosphere. You know that Jupiter is much bigger than Earth, and it makes sense that it takes a while for Jupiter to destroy Earth. So imagine Earth is now being swallowed by Jupiter, and now you think that you'll assume that Earth is slowly going into Jupiter, deep into Jupiter. You imagine Earth, and you anticipate that Earth is slowly being destroyed by Jupiter. So the thunder keeps going, the lightning flashes, you hear some thunder, as if you are experiencing a normal thunderstorm here on Earth, okay? And you start to wait and dread that we are going to be gone, okay? You continue imagining, but suddenly you think that it is taking a while, because it's like 5 minutes, and then now you're not experiencing anything really different. So it is apparently taking longer than expected for the time to come. So you continue waiting, and eventually a half hour passes and nothing else changes. It seems to keep going. It seems to keep going and going and going. The thunder keeps going, and there's no change of heat. You don't feel any other pressure. The winds are not getting more worse. It's the same thing. So a half hour passes by, and at some point, the thunder suddenly stops. So the flashes of lightning cease, and as if the thunderstorm has finished. But at this point, you suddenly hear no more thunder, and at this point you question whether this Earth got destroyed. The Earth that you are sitting right now, that you are standing on, this planet, got destroyed. And you wonder if we fell asleep, and you think that is all over. So you decide to go back up with all the curiosity from the outside, upstairs, outside the apartment. You go outside, and you expect to see everything in shambles, expecting chaos, everything burned, everything destroyed. And you become surprised, because once you step out from the apartment, everything is intact. You see clear skies, as if nothing happened. You go outside, greeted by a calm summer night, a clean suburban neighborhood with nothing else out of the ordinary. So at this point, you don't really remember what else happened, but in front of you is the corner store, intact. No signs of it being destroyed. The street lights are on and fresh, and the trees around you are intact, okay? So you look up and you see stars, a clear night sky, a clear night sky, and you see many stars twinkling in the far distance, light years away. And you try to find Jupiter, and you only find it very, very far away, as if everything got back to normal. So at this point, your dream kind of ends. You think you've remembered other things that have happened after this point, but the memories have faded, and the dream finishes. So I hope you enjoyed this imagination experience, and I wanted to share you that wicked dream that I had of Jupiter swallowing Earth, coming closer while you are on it, while you're on Earth, and Jupiter becoming bigger and bigger through my perspective with ASMR triggers. So if you enjoyed this imagination experience and you've gotten your tingles, please give this a thumbs up. A thumbs up will be greatly appreciated. And 2 would work, but 1 is enough. So if you're new to this channel, I make ASMR formatted content, videos like this one. I make ASMR videos ranging from typing noises, coding videos, and other formatted videos such as covering different topics such as the backrooms and other mission A-list stuff, from the backrooms to dream stories to maybe even gaming. And so, concluding this video, stay tuned for the next ASMR video, and I'll see you next time.